Good morning, everybody. Have a little special treat I'd like to offer. Had some friends recommend that make a video of this and post it for any interested. It's something I've been waiting a long time to come out. One of my favorite games has always been Final Fantasy. Ever since the regular Nintendo version, just the pixel guys, classic white mage, black mage, warrior, thief. I actually did this crossover with my favorite tabletop game, Magic the Gathering, and I bought a bunch of it and wasn't really planning on opening this, but I figured I don't know. Let's just unbox this one together, shall we? I like opening Magic cards a lot. People have a lot of opinions. There's TCGtrader.com now, where you can just kind of buy what you want. Ends up, really think it's probably a better value for your money than doing this, but I don't go to the casinos, work hard, and get what I want. And this is something that I really wanted, and it's kind of a treat for myself, and I figured this would be a cool thing to do. Never done a YouTube video before. Let's get started, shall we? Crack some of these packs. Put this over here. This is my first toy booster I'm opening up. I'm excited. I'm excited for the artwork, for the nostalgia. Fresh pack. God, I don't know. Might be a little weird, but I like cracking packs and having that fresh pack smell. That's gonna be best for you guys to see. All right, we got Fate of the Sun Crypt. Destroy target non-land permanent for 5 mana. Jesus. Spot here. Obsidian Elder, Human Wizard. Perhaps this is a test and you must prove yourself worthy. Obsidian Elder. I don't even know what this is from. Man, I'm just going to go ahead and reveal how ignorant I am of my favorite game series here with this, aren't I? Heck Dies. I can't remember this guy, but I remember fighting him as a pixel creature on one of the old games. Hilda, Princess of Fen. See, the thing is, there are 16 series Final Fantasies, and there's other ones as well, like Tactics. Anyway, summon Fat Chocobo. Yeah, you gotta remember Fat Chocobo. I love Fat Chocobo. I think everybody loves Fat Chocobo. He's a green summon. That's cool. Summons. Of course there would be summons. Man. Artifact. We got Sage's Nolitz. That looks like a Viera character or something. World map. Something everybody Final Fantasy knows about. Dawn Warrior's Legacy. Looks like an alternate art card. That's kind of cool. I actually really like the alternate art cards. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I think they look cool. Like removing the border, having a full art card. It's pretty sweet. cool cards I like in this pile. It might get kind of big. You know, I might start speeding up when I see some of the commons over and over again, just so this video doesn't take forever. But I don't know, I'm really gonna enjoy this. I like reading the cards and thinking about like how it could apply to a deck or something like that. Omega Heartless Evolution. 7 mana for the legendary artifact robot. So here we get into the, we're gonna have a few uncommons and we'll get to the rares. Tap one target, non-land permanent that opponent controls, put X stun counters on each of those permanents and you gain X life. I mean, it's kind of an expensive way to gain life, but that's green for you. Side quest, raise a chocobo. We have a blue and a green chocobo. This enchantment enters, create a 2/2 green bird creature token with whenever a land you control enters, this token gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Control 4 more birds, transform this enchantment. Oh, it transforms. That means yeah, you flip it over into the black chocobo. When this permanent transforms into black chocobo, search your library for a land card, put it onto the battlefield tapped, and shuffle. Whenever land those birds you control get +1/+0. Kind of a Zergy green style. Ooh, this is a rare, the water crystal. Dang, okay, so in Final Fantasies, the crystals are kind of a theme among them all. So, you know, your main character is going to be a chosen warrior of light, and there's going to be crystals with different elements. So I just pulled the water crystal, legendary artifact. Blue spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. That's kind of neat. So if an opponent would mill 1 or more cards, they mill that many cards +4 instead. Each opponent mills cards equal to the number of cards in your hand. That's interesting for blue. So milling essentially is one of the ways you can win Magic games. So I don't know. I don't know how this video should go, if I should be explaining too much about Magic the Gathering to folks who don't understand. But I feel like this set will pull a lot of people that have never played Magic into the fold, just because it's a crossover, right? I think, I don't know, maybe it seems like kind of a smart business strategy for Wizards to get, to be doing these crossovers. There was a Lord of the Rings one. So it seems like they're going to be doing it quite often, because the fact of the matter is these were a pretty penny and people are just paying for it. So with relatively little complaint. Here we got a shiny card, a Galacat, everybody's favorite flying furry. And what else do we get? Ooh, the Full Art Mountain. So something that I think they're kind of nailing is the artwork in this so far. Speaking of artwork, here's an art card. The art series. I'm not too sure how I feel about the art series cards. I mean, an art of like each card is kind of a piece of art, but having a card in the back that's just an art series card, I don't know. What are your feelings on the art series? I don't really. I have mixed feelings, because, you know, it looks like there's 53 of these to collect. You know, for OCD collectors, that's just going to be, you know, an extra challenge to get the whole set, which I'm thinking about doing with this one, just because I love Final Fantasy so much. And rares go in sleeves. We all know this, so I don't really know the value. I'm not going to get too much into the value of these cards. They have just intrinsic value to me. I probably will end up looking up some of these later on in life. But I'm probably not going to be, I know some other videos have the prices of the cards. Not anticipating doing too much work. It's probably just one shot raw video. My first YouTube video. It's going to go up, and anybody that really enjoys it, you know, I'm just going to say it. I'd appreciate a like and a subscribe, because that's how these kind of channels grow. If you want to see more of this stuff, and give me some advice in the comments on what I could do better. Kind of make fun of me for sitting here and staring at this beautiful coral. Now, this is an enemy everybody knows about. They're always a pain in the ass, especially like when you have to fight them early on in the game. So tap target non-enchantment creature. That's like paralyzed. These are lightning creatures. They usually have some kind of paralyze ability. A lean and limber predator whose whiskers acquire charge from naturally occurring electric particles in the atmosphere. There it is, the coral. Man, I love this set. I'm glad somebody gave me the idea, you know, to make a video and do this. I'm actually enjoying this a lot. Call the Mountain Chocobo. Flashback, huh? You may cast this card from your graveyard for its flashback cost and exile it. So it looks like we're going to have flashback as a mechanic in this set. Mill. Looks like we're going to have mill. I know we're going to have equip. I was looking at the Cloud Commander, Limit Break. He's probably gonna do a video, if you guys want, of unboxing this commander deck and checking it out, because that's the one that I want to use, I like to play with. So he's my favorite, Cloud Strife. So we got a Kutrub Forayer. I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea where this guy comes from. You know, there's so many enemies in so many different games. I'm an old man now. I don't remember everything anymore. Commune with Beavers. Come on, man. This is interesting, though, because this is a scry effect. It's usually known as scry. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. You may reveal an artifact, creature, or land from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest of your... This is kind of a powerful card for 1 green mana. And it's something I actually haven't seen in... I don't... Like, I mean, I'm off, on and off. I've lost my entire collection twice throughout my life, and I'm rebuilding it again. You know, the only other time I've opened a play booster box in its entirety is with the Zendikar set. It has like these beasts called Eldrazi's, which are super OP. But I don't... this is why actually I like looking through all the cards in the commons and reading them and stuff, because you might find something really powerful in the commons. And some commons aren't that common and end up being... Like, something like this could actually end up having some value because of the fact that it's a low mana cost card that does so much. I mean, you do have to put the other 2 cards on the bottom of your library, so you don't know where they're going to be, but you get to put something into your hand for 1 mana from the top of your library. And it's a bit of a gamble, right? Because 2 of them go to the bottom of the library. Something good could go to the bottom of the library, and you'll not get to use it for a while. So it's a bit of a gamble, but I think that's a pretty dang good 1 mana green spell there. So Ice Flan, oh man. Anybody that knows about Flans, usually these guys have really high defense. So in this case, this one has a really high mana cost, 6 mana. When this creature enters, tap target artifact or creature your opponent controls, put a stun counter on it. That's cool. If a permanent with a stun counter would become untapped, remove it. Remove one from it instead. Dude, that's kind of cool because, like my favorite Final Fantasy right now is Final Fantasy 14, and stun is one of the status effects pretty much throughout the franchise of the game. Your character gets stunned and it skips a turn. You know, it went through some evolution into real time, like action RPG style, but it used to be just like a turn-based game where you would have a little bar that would go up, an ATB bar it was called, and then it would be your character's turn. And if you were stunned or something, you wouldn't get to do anything until the stun was removed or it went away after a certain period of time, but incredibly debilitating. And that's cool to see that as a mechanic in Magic now. White Auracite. So, Auracite's cool. That's actually something that's talked about. It's you know, you'll have different things like Magicite, Auracite, crystals. I don't know, Magic's cool. So is Final Fantasy. And it's neat to see them combined. When this artifact enters, exile target non-land permanent and opponent controls until this artifact leaves the battlefield. Wow. And then you can add mana with it. So exiling is the only way to get rid of cards that are indestructible. And what exiling does is it like you set it aside and remove it out of play, and it can't be interacted with anymore. Kind of OP, my opinion. Legendary artifact, that's a common. Lunatic Pandora. Surveil, huh? There's a new mechanic. So look at the top card of your library. You may put it into your graveyard. Sacrifice. Destroy target non-land permanent. Damn, for one mana, it's not a bad artifact. So this is kind of like, Surveil is like a different type of scry with the ability to like self-mill, which some decks like to do that, like green and black decks. Ring of the Lucy. Oh, this is from Final Fantasy 15 right here. King of Lucius, come to me, Noctis Lucius Caelum. That's the main character of Final Fantasy 15. Of course, legendary artifact. So there's probably going to be a lot of these legendary artifacts because there's so many legendary artifacts. I really hope that like I get to pull Cloud's Buster Sword or something like that. And man, I'm just freak out. There's probably a card that's in that deck, I would imagine. But Noctis was cool. This is like Final Fantasy 15 is kind of when they went to a like real-time style of playing, like ish, kind of like action RPG, like I don't know, like you're playing not a Final Fantasy game, and it added some like kind of modern elements. Final Fantasy usually I don't know, they're all over the place. You have some that are like feudalistic, like old times, magic and swords, and then you'll have elements of like a modern time in some of them, and sometimes they combine it. So like you know, sometimes you'll be swinging your swords and stuff, and then you'll end up in outer space with like a space alien. So I liked this game. I liked it quite a bit, actually. It was kind of weird to be playing a Final Fantasy and driving a car around. That was interesting. Put that there. I liked him. Shantoto, Tactician Magician. All right, so Shantoto is a Final Fantasy 11 character. I was actually talking about this event with some of my friends online yesterday on Final Fantasy 14, where a long time ago when the game first came out, I was playing it on PlayStation 3, and this was an event. You could get her as a summonable minion. She's not a dwarf though. She's they have like in Final Fantasy 14, they're called Lalafell, is their race. But so gosh, and I can't remember. So Vana'diel, that's the Final Fantasy 11 world, and I can't remember their race's name right now, but it's not dwarf. And what I assume the collaborators decided to do is, so dwarves exist in Final Fantasy, or excuse me, in Magic the Gathering, and you have synergies with card identities. Like, so this, she's a legendary creature, she's also a dwarf, and she's also a wizard. And like, sometimes you'll have like cards that come out, and this is the power, this is the toughness of the card, and that's how they interact in battle. And so sometimes you'll have like a card that will come out and say add +1/+1 to all wizards, right, which she would get affected by. So there is no Lalafell in Magic the Gathering. It would be exclusive to the Final Fantasy set. So I think it was probably, even though she technically isn't a dwarf, right, and that might upset some people on basis of lore, I think that this was the closest thing they could come up with to give her like a card identity. That, look at that art, man, just freaking beautiful, just well done, like so good. Legendary creature. Ultros, obnoxious octopus. Indeed. He's like the pervert of the Final Fantasy series. So I have Final Fantasy 6. And I was playing that. I decided to get all the Pixel compilation. And this guy... Anyway, we'll move on. He's not worth talking about that much. Dragoon's Lance. Cool job, Dragoons. So the white set has there's equipable Gay Bolg, equip 4. What does that mean? If this equipment enters, create a hero creature token, then attach this to it. Equipped creature gets 1/0 and is a knight in addition to its other types. During your turn, equipped creature has flying. Gay Bolg, equipped 4. That just means how much it costs to, like, you have to summon this onto the field of battle for 2 mana, and then you have to spend 4 mana to equip it to another a creature. Like artifacts, unless they're like a living weapon or something like that, can't really do anything on their own. I like Dragoon. It's a cool melee class. Alright. Summon Leviathan. Dude, summons. I'm gonna have to have like just my summon pile. I don't know how I'm gonna really organize this stuff. Cards I like right here for now. Rares. Put my full art lands over here. I like to keep them separate because you don't always get a full art land, but we'll see. This is kind of cool way that, like, I wish the art was a little more prevalent on this. I don't know. I don't like how the art's kind of minimized on the summons, because summons are a big part of what makes Final Fantasy interesting to me. Being able to summon these like godlike creatures. There we have Leviathan. That's the rare. Occasionally, so one thing I was gonna say, my experience with these booster boxes is that sometimes you get booster packs that have more than one rare in it, and there's always like a couple of them. So that's why you want to go into, oh, hold on, there's another card here. Blitzball, dude, the Final Fantasy X. Blitzball was so fun in that game. Man, I liked Blitzball a lot. Blitzball was cool. That's cool to see that card. This is what I'm talking about. This is some nostalgia coming out of these packs right here. Leviathan. Alright. Man, the time is flying by, and I have only opened 2 packs. Oh, I'm sorry. It's probably going to be a pretty long video. I'm just going to probably start cutting my chatter. Treasure token. That's the end of the pack. Suplex. What do you think? Like a monk ability or something like that? I don't know. I don't know where suplex comes from. Speaking of Final Fantasy 14, I don't know if the Namazu are in any other Final Fantasies, but they are. See, look here, they created Fish Citizen, right? I'm not sure if Fish Citizen would exist anywhere else in Magic. So they did it for this guy, but they didn't do it for the. Why can't I remember the stupid dwarf race of Final Fantasy 11 right now? Anyway, you guys are kind of annoying. They're thieves and stuff. They say they're traders, but they're rascals. Airship crash. That's a big cool thing about Final Fantasy is the airship. So usually at some point in the game, you always get to unlock the ability to fly around the world in an airship. It's in just about every single one of the games, like starting with the first one on regular Nintendo. Destroy target artifact, enchantment, or creature with flying. That's like Final Fantasy version of a green card that already exists, but it's cool to see. Airship crash. Retrieve the Esper. So Espers were like summons in Final Fantasy VI. That's what they were called. Yep. Retrieve the Esper. Create a robot warrior artifact creature token. Fate of the Suncrest. Just digging the art in the set, man. So good. Adventurer's Inn. And everybody knows about the inn. This is where you would go and you would rest up, get your HP and MP back so you could do stuff again. Look, we have rooms for 200 gil a night. Would you like to stay and rest your body and mind? This sounds straight up from like Final Fantasy 1 right there. Cool, it's a land, add colorless mana. That's what that symbol means. So in addition to this type, there are 5 other types of mana represented by the colors. So like this would be colorless. You could use this to tap and then summon this guy if you had 6 other sources of this mana. Some basic MTG. For anybody that's not aware, any of you are here that are from just Final Fantasy Magic the Gathering interested in this, that don't know anything about Final Fantasy, totally recommend just giving one of them a try. They're all really good. You know, of course, as you go further back in the series, you're going to get like more pixelated graphics, but there's something kind of endearing about playing an old game. Old side scroller merged with an RPG. Excuse me, it's not a side scroller, it's just anyway, blabbering. Let's keep on going here. Black Waltz number 3. Can't remember where Black Waltz number 3 comes from. There's so much. Final Fantasy has so much. It was like a really good idea to make a Magic set about Final Fantasy. Got some uncommons coming out here. Rinoa, bro. Oh my gosh, I'm glad to see Rinoa. So, Rinoa's like, and she's one of the main characters from Final Fantasy VIII. And, like, I don't know if it was just the time that I was playing it. It was a PlayStation game. And the story in this game was just incredible. I mean, it came out after Final Fantasy VII, which was like the best-selling game of all time, at least in Japan for sure. Like, Final Fantasy VII story was just, it is my favorite game. But Final Fantasy VIII, like the romance between Rinoa and Squall, the tension, and just, I kind of had this like crush on her, you know? How everybody, like, it's kind of dumb, but that's, Rinoa was definitely like, she's such a good character in that. Man, this makes me want to play Final Fantasy VIII again. I'm getting kind of emotional because it takes me back to being a kid in my room with my PlayStation and going to school and doing homework just so that I could be allowed to play my game that I wanted to play. And this was definitely one of them. For a long time, I played Final Fantasy VIII. And there's Rinoa Heartily. Just gorgeous. And this is actually from a really famous, it's a really memorable event in the game where there's a cutscene and she says to, they're like younger, right? And she says, "I'll be waiting for you," or "I'll always be waiting for you," or something like that. And yeah, man, this is bringing me back. Ooh, Rinoa, dude. A legendary pile. Here's Raise the Chocobo again. See, yeah, once we start seeing stuff. Ooh, all right. This is my first epic pull. Or excuse me, this is a mythic rare right here. This different colored symbol indicates like the rarity of the card. So here we have A tier and pre-win. I believe these are Geralt Blackthorn. Okay, so this is a Final Fantasy 14. It's a paladin relic. It's gotta be. I can't remember which one. There's like the best weapon that you can find in Final Fantasy, right? There always is. Every character has like the best weapon that makes them the strongest. And relics are like, there's expansions, so they make a bunch of content and then a relic. And I believe because this guy Geralt Blackthorn is the smith that you have to go on these incredibly grindy quests to find items that hardly ever drop and attain your relic. Because, you know, once you spend like 5 weeks playing the game every day, you get to equip your character with this item. And you're happy, right? You're happy because you've really done good in life and you've gotten a relic. But here, man, I just opened a pack and I got one. Man, can you believe it? Look at that. Insomnia Crown City. That's from Final Fantasy 15 right there. Dang. Why do they make it black and white? I mean, I kind of understand. Oh, there's another card in here. It's Shinra reinforcements, bro. This is some Final Fantasy VII stuff right here. Hey, the Shinra reinforcements. Oh my gosh, I could talk about Final Fantasy all day, but I need to get a sleeve for this legendary artifact. Dang, this is actually quite powerful. It's expensive, but you equip this on somebody, it has a base power and toughness XX, where X is your life total. So depending on what kind of game you're playing, like a regular match will start at 20 life, and the type of game I like to play is Commander. That's Elder Dragon Horde Commander, and you start with 40 life. So if you can, I mean, to get 6 mana, you're looking at, if you're lucky, like turn 3 to turn 6, you could get something like this out into the field of battle, but you would have such a huge advantage with a creature with 40 life and toughness. You really would. I think I'm going to go ahead and make a Final Fantasy VII pile. I'm going to have too many piles, man. Oh, dude, so this is kind of neat. It's a hero token. And this looks like it even says Final Fantasy 14 down here. So that's a Lalafell. For sure. The pointy ears and the tininess. It says token number 5, Final Fantasy 14 on it. That's cool. So the rest of them, I'm just kind of looking over. It just says FIN on these cards. And this one actually says, oh no, it says Final Fantasy 7. Final Fantasy 7, that's Fat Chocobo. Final Fantasy 8, oh, it actually says it on there. I just noticed that. So right down here, like that says Final Fantasy 11. Windhurst Federation Center. That's one of the main towns. All right, I'm learning about this a little bit more now. Man, this is so cool. All right, I'm gonna start tearing into these a little bit faster now so that this video isn't forever, and we can see like what we're looking at as far as all the good cards that you can pull out of this set, which I think, like, you know, this is an uncommon card, but this one really, like, I'm gonna treasure that card, even though it's probably not worth that much value-wise. It's worth a lot to me, just because of all those memories that I have of playing that game. And I think a lot of this is gonna be that way for me. And if you have had a similar life to me, which I know there's a lot of people out there, you know, we're all kind of similar. Anybody that gravitates towards this stuff, we're all we have a lot in common. And I'm just gonna say, like, the money I spent in this has already paid off, and I've just barely cracked into it. So good job, Wizards of the Coast. Like, well done. Really know how to just let you guys see all the cards. I'm just stoked on this set. Like, Chocobo Kick. Here we I don't have to actually like think about it. We can know that they got this one from Final Fantasy IV. Chocobo Kick. Which is, I've actually not played Final Fantasy IV. I have it now. I may. Depending on how this kind of stuff goes, I could possibly do some streaming of these games for you guys. Let me know if that's something that you'd be interested in seeing. Got a little bit of work to do if I'm going to set up streaming, but I'd be willing to do it if you guys want to see that. So just let me know. Laguna, that's Final Fantasy VIII. I didn't even have to look. really interesting. Laguna was like, I want to say like anti-hero, but he was like the off main character. Gosh, I don't know. Final Fantasy VIII was really interesting. I really, really enjoyed the game, like a lot. Magitech Infantry. We got a Final Fantasy 15 card. Just digging this stuff, man. It's a little more intense, and I remember it from the game. Art is so good. Iron Giant from Final Fantasy 15 there again. Looks like I got a... Oh, Final Fantasy 1. That's where they got the world map. Yep, of course it is. The original world map. I wonder, this is probably what it looks like too. I can't remember off the top of my head. Like, I haven't played it like that much. It is. That's the Final Fantasy 1 map. Final Fantasy 9. Yep, Final Fantasy 9 was a strange one, but it had probably my favorite version of their little side quest card game. I think it was called Triple Triad because it's in Final Fantasy 14 as well, but it was just so good in Final Fantasy 9. Going around collecting all the cards. Like, they've always had like a well, not always, but they've had like a trading card game in the game. So you go around and like collect these cards, and you could, at least in the like the MMOs, you can like PvP each other, and everybody loves a good TCG, right? We got another summon Fenrir. So it's interesting they made it green instead of blue. He's a wolf, I suppose. I don't know. I thought Fenrir was associated with like ice, but I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. It's going in the summon pile. Al Bhed Savagers, Final Fantasy X. Going back to Final Fantasy X with these guys. Oh man, it's also such a good game. We got Kain. Hey, Kain is so I guess he's a Final Fantasy IV main character. That player gains control of Kain if they do draw that many cards, create that many tap treasure tokens, and lose that much life. That's kind of, whoa, dude, that's crazy. That's crazy. You're going in a sleeve, Mr. Kain. Oh, this is what I was talking about. So occasionally you'll get 2 rares in a booster pack. And so this is the whole element of like gambling that comes into play with these things, where, you know, sometimes you'll get the dopamine hit of like, oh, you got 2 rares, you know, so you want to buy another booster pack. Clever, very clever. Let's see if sometimes you'll get 3. I've even seen that before, because, you know, you have oh, here's a different hero. So here's this is the look at it down there. It's the Final Fantasy 14 hero. So I got a that's, I guess, a human or something. I wonder what's up with the heroes. Okay. Kain's going in the sleeve. We didn't get to look at this art card either. It's a Moogle. A bunch of Moogles being Moogles. Good King Mog the 12th. Final Fantasy 14. Shout out to Final Fantasy 14, my favorite game that I play all the time. And my buddies online that kind of recommended I do this. Man, I've like killed time. I can talk. I really can. So let's look at this other rare really quick. Speaking of killing time, before we crack that pack, I already did, but Surveil, you gain 2 life. If the spell was cast from a graveyard, exile it, put it onto the battlefield, transformed under its owner's control with a finality counter on it. So they're adding kind of, I like green. Green's probably my favorite to play because of a lot of reasons, but I like the whole idea of like summoning big creatures, which you can also do with blue. Black has them as well, whatever. You know, that's not the only reason I like green. I don't know. I like the color green a lot. I like the whole idea of getting your mana from forests. So this Surveil thing with green, I think, is probably a mistake. It's already really powerful style of playing Magic, and I don't think that they should give them a I don't think they should give them like a way to scry and mill. Anyway, that's coming from like a primarily green player. Another Galacat, another Suplex, another Namazu Trader, Prisha's Wanderings. So where's it technically coming from? Final Fantasy 11, but Final Fantasy 14 has this chick in there too. You fight her, she's like a gigantic monk. And it was a lot of fun when it first came out, but now nobody wants to do it. Keycurrent Merchant. It's in Final Fantasy 11, but these guys are in Final Fantasy 14 as well. See, they're beasts. So maybe I should skip over this, but Final Fantasy 14 has beast tribes, but they recently changed them into societies. Yeah. Anyway, that's all I'll say in that matter. So Crossroads Village. Final Fantasy 2, huh? I haven't played very much of Final Fantasy 2, but I plan on it. Laughing Mad. This is, Final Fantasy 6. Kefka. I started playing this probably the most out of the old ones recently, because I had a buddy a long time ago that raved about Final Fantasy 6, and I don't know exactly why, but I didn't really play that game as much as I played the first one. Kefka, this crazy clown. Everybody's worst nightmare. Auron's inspiration. Some Final Fantasy X. Beautiful art. My gosh. Just really, really good art. I mean, that's one of the things that I've always liked about Magic, but they're killing it with this art, man. Killing it. Overkill. Bro. That is an overkill, right? Because you man, so okay, like here we have a Rinoa. She's 5 mana to cost, and she's a 4/4. So toughness is when their toughness is reduced to 0, they go to the graveyard. So that's how you would like kill these cards, right? And get them off the field of battle. And I mean, I know there's like really cheesy ways to buff up creatures, like infinitely and stuff. But this is kind of a funny card right there. That's just so funny. You know, because it costs 3 mana, and you can do, essentially, you do 9,999 damage to a creature. And what's interesting about this is, I believe something like this would still affect a creature that has indestructible. So you can take an indestructible creature's toughness down, you know, past 0, which would put them in the graveyard, because you're technically not doing damage to it. You're that's how this game works, right? You would be able to make that argument, and I think you could look up rules and stuff. I don't know. Everybody has different levels of playing this game, and I really like how I like this card a lot. Black Magic isn't always like my favorite, but I think that's super funny. And 9,999 is like a limit on a lot of the games, how much damage you can do. So that's definitely a nod to the gamers. I appreciate that. That's pretty good. Prompto. See, yeah, selfie shot. At least for me, I was trying to create a treasure token. Treasure tokens, man. Galoof's final act. I'll destroy you, X-Death, even if it means I have to take you into the afterlife myself. Kind of interesting to make it green, huh? Machinist Arsenal. This is Final Fantasy 14, yep. Job select. When this equipment enters, create a 1/1 colorless hero creature token, then attach this to it. That's kind of cool. For each artifact you control, and its is an artificer in addition to its other types. Machina, 4. I have to think about that. I'm just going to stack my rares over here and sleeve them up later, because I need to get on down the road with this video. This is cool, bro. Oh, and it's a forest. Get rid of his return there really quick. Full art land that's also foil. Gotta love them. Love it. So good. I'm sorry, I'm just having such a good time with this. Actually, like talking about Final Fantasy. It's been a pretty constant companion in my life. Here's a bomb. These guys are kind of assholes. They you do some damage to them and they'll blow up. It deals damage equal to its power to target creature. Activate only as a sorcery. See, but usually it would blow up and it would explode you for its life, generally, in the game, if I'm not mistaken. And sometimes it would blow up and have a lot of life and kill you. Return up to 2 target creature cards from your graveyard to your hand. Dude, look at Aerith and Yuffie from Final Fantasy VII. Just, bro. Why is it a black spell, though? It doesn't make any sense. I mean, it does because of what it does. Return 2 target creatures from your graveyard to your hand, which for 3 mana, that could be... Oh my god, I can't make... Aerith is so good. I'm gonna put her over here. Geishel Green? Gissel Green? Final Fantasy 11, you'd also have Chocobos in that game, but I think they're in every game, so this could really be from any of them. But it's given Final Fantasy 11 the credit for the Geisel Green, or however you say that word. I'm not even sure. Magic Damper. So this would be a way to counter this this funny spell, right? So target you control gets 1/1 and gains hexproof, which means it can't be the target of spells and abilities. And the fact that it's an instant means that you have a brief period of time in between, like casting this spell. Even though it's an instant, you have a brief moment to cast another instant and like counter it, and this would counter that spell right there, which you could do at any point during anybody's. Another Galacat, another White Arcite. Ooh, these are cool, man. Just interesting to like see a card like this in the middle of the pack. Really cool. Legendary artifact creature, huh? You're going top of Rinoa for now. Oh man, Sandworm. So like a lot of these types of things are like you'll see the same type of monsters in the games, but Final Fantasy V gets the credit for Sandworm. Ooh, a Primal Garuda, cool. Just the wind. Super cool. But like I said, I don't know, I have mixed feelings about minimizing the art, because that's always a it's what, like, I like it when they make the art more of the card like this, which makes me wonder if they have like full art versions of the summons. I hope so. Here's a diamond weapon. That's cool. Final Fantasy VII introduced these. Actually, I don't know if that was the first one, because I actually haven't really played every single Final Fantasy all the way through. So, this one, the art comes from anyway, Final Fantasy VII, and diamond weapon's badass. Let's move on. Oh, we got another summon here, a Shiva. The ice. That looks like it's Final Fantasy X. Oh, this is enchant creature. Enchantment creature. Sin Spear's Punishment. A Leviathan avatar. Whoa. Exile a permanent card from your graveyard at random, then create a tap token that's a copy of that card. If the exile card is a land card, repeat this process. Interesting. Dude, this is a cool card right there, man. Final Fantasy X. The Gold Saucer. Come on, that's only a uncommon? Come on, man. Got the shiny one, though. A Full Art Mountain. That's also foily. Final Fantasy IX art. Whew. I should have started with one of the smaller ones from my first video. Here we have a Moogle, but that's the token, so let's flip it around. Red Mage's Rapier, cool. Black Mage's Rod. We got a theme of this pack. Oh, Prisha's Wandering. We've seen her already. Seen him. Slash of Light. Yeah, the Warrior of Light is pretty much a theme with the, like, you'll see crystals, Crystal Bearer, Warrior of Light. Super cool fantasy. Vincent's Limit Break. Yeah, he's a cool character that's like, he kind of like looks like a vampire in his human form, but he turns into like this like Frankenstein monster or a beast. Limit breaks are cool. Mechanics in the game. See, that makes sense. He's a black magic. That makes sense. So Vincent's Limit Break. Dude, the Final Fantasy VII stuff's really gonna tickle my pickle. It's Helgigas. Sandworm again. Demon Wall. Oh boy. Who's getting credit for that? Yeah, Final Fantasy XIV. Fought him many times. Many times. Probably will fight more. So here we have Shiva again. So these are the two. So I did get this, I guess, would be the full art version of it, of the Shiva, and that's the normal card. So they have like this is kind of new with Magic, and the newer sets they'll have like different versions of the same card. Like the text and everything will be the same, but the border, it might be borderless, or it'll have different, it'll be an alternate art card sometimes, and then it affects the value and the rarity, and I don't know how much people want it. But we have Sid, which there's always a Sid in every Final Fantasy, and I think that's because the developers of Final Fantasy, and this is just my opinion, but I think they like acid. That's why I think there's always a Sid. The Regalia, this is the car that you drive around in Final Fantasy 15. So definitely kind of unique, going from, you know, riding chocobos that are like horse birds, I guess, in folklore style video game, to driving a car with somebody who takes pictures. So yeah, Final Fantasy 15. That's the rare. Oof. Love this art so much. Another hero. They're all Final Fantasy 14 heroes, huh? I guess it's the different races. That's a Hrothgar. Whew. Food token. What that was? Yeah. Food token. Summon Chocomog. Hell yeah. That's not what the Moogle looks like in Final Fantasy 7 though. I can't remember. That's what it looks like more like in Final Fantasy 16. Which I'm not really happy with the Moogles in Final Fantasy 16. They're creepy looking. Summon pile. Item shopkeeper. Very important person in Final Fantasy where you get your potions. Malboro. So iconic. It's cool. Plant horror. Bad breath, right? It gives you every single debuff in the game, pretty much. So don't get hit by that. That's cool to see. The Marlboro. Put him there. Oh man, Bard's Bow. So that was like along the lines of, we have equipments, right? So we got the Mage's Staff, the Black Mage's Staff, and Now we have the Bard's Bow. Pretty cool. Rook Turret. Excuse me, Turret. Adventurer's Airship. There we go. This is the one that's not crashed. So vehicle. Crew 2. Tap the number of creatures you control with total power 2 or more. This vehicle becomes an artifact creature until the end of turn. Interesting. Laughing Mad. Minwu, Rebellion Strategist. And it looks like we got a kind of cool alternate art. It's Final Fantasy II. Very cool art. I mean, the game looks nothing like this. So just be aware if you go to play Final Fantasy II. That's some cool art though. It's like some cool watercolor art. I really like it. There's this funny ability again, or spell. So yeah, she's a rat knight. She's a giant rat. Definitely a, but interesting, 1 mana for this legendary creature. So you could make a commander deck with her. Should be kind of a weak commander, but you could get her out right away, like on turn 1. I didn't realize that. I think I've seen her once before, pulled her before, but I didn't really. Oh, A Realm Reborn. So this is the whole theme of Final Fantasy XIV. All right, look at him again really quick. Battle menu. That's funny. Other permanents you control have add 1 mana of any color. Holy moly, bro. All other permanents. So it'll be artifacts or anything. They can become now mana sources. This is very green-esque, right? Mana Bloom, it's called. There's a Mithra, looks like. Mithra female hero. Realm Reborn, that's the Final Fantasy XIV. Come on, Brad. I'm just really into these cards. I like them a lot. Hey, if you made it this far, thanks for checking all this out with me. I'll probably go ahead and reminisce and be nostalgic a lot more on my own and just start tearing through these so that you can really see what this set has to offer, if that's why you've come to check out my video. Anything that really like gets me going is going to get me going though, because I just really love this game. I'm really happy that I started opening these cards. Put these cool cards here. Tifa's Limit Break. Put Limit Breaks there. Grahatia, the Final Fantasy XIV, kind of like main sort of character. Tonberry, super iconic. A Salamander Horror. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, for 1 mana though, a 2/1 creature is good on its own. Enters tapped with the stun counter on it. That's so Tonberry. During your turn, this creature has First Strike and Death Touch. Whoa, Tonberry. Jesus. That's actually a really good card. I'm going to say that. An Alien. Genova. Whoa, dude. With the full art, too. Yo. This is some Final Fantasy VII stuff right here. It's an alien. Mutant in addition to its other types. Interesting. Whenever a mutant you control dies, or you draw the cards equal to its power. Whoa, what a nice card. What a cool freaking card right there. So yeah, here you go. You get dinosaurs, you get aliens, you get weird Moogle creatures, you get horse, bird, chocobos. This is Aura. Token creature, or token hero. This is like so cool. All right, next pack, let's go. Bird. Warrior Sword. One of those cool artifacts. Cornered by black mages. Gobu Gardener. Scorpion Sentinel. Coral again. Helgigas. Thrum of the Vestige. Deals 3 damage to any target. Cool looking. This says Lightning Bolt. I wonder if it makes it count as a Lightning Bolt. Because that card exists in Magic already. And anyway. I like that card. It's pretty sweet looking. Colosseum Behemoth. Yeah, Behemoth would be a green creature. I agree with that. Giat, King of the Dwarves. Very cool. Double strike. Cheap cost legendary creature. Swallowed by Leviathan. And, you know, you got Pinocchio. Fearless Lassie. Final Fantasy 13 stuff right here. Very cool. Oop, we got Van, the Street Thief. This is Final Fantasy 12 main character. A legendary creature, Human Scout. Man. See, there's so much, and this is, I think, the kind of first notable card from Final Fantasy 12 that I've seen. And he's the main character. So, put him over there. We got Genova, followed by Van. I think those are 2 pretty good pulls. Like I said, I'm not really worried about like the value of these cards right now because it like fluctuates and then stabilizes at a certain point. So, don't worry about all that value stuff later. Cool, GF Ifrit, Saga Demon. Add a lower counter, sacrifice it after 4. Super cool mechanic, the summoning mechanic. Alright, man. Y'all know him. He's the one that you look at him, he does this move, and then he freezes you. Turns you to stone. Dragoon's Wyvern. Gotta have the blue dragons. Cloudbound Moogle. This is the first Moogle creature I've seen. Plane cycling. Discard this card, search your library for a planes card. I like that mechanic. I think it's cool. Because if you draw this card early on in the game, you can do the plane cycling so you can get more mana. It's a flying creature. It has something pretty good that... anyway, moving on. Lunatic Pandora again. Adventurer's Airship. Newfound Adventure. God, these arts are just so good. So good. I just like to look at the card for a long time sometimes. My favorite ones, I'll just look at them. the Prima Vista. You go venturing around on the ship before you get the airship in that game. Queen Braun. Yeah. Final Fantasy IX was a weird one. Cloud of Darkness, super cool. Final Fantasy III stuff. That's where Cloud of Darkness comes. Oh, we got the Fire Crystal. I like that. Red spells cost 1 less to cast. Creatures you control have haste. Dang! Ambrosia Whiteheart. That's I think that's Lucia's special chocobo. Or no, it's the Final Fantasy 16 guy. It's his special chocobo that you gotta go out and find. It's cool, I got the full version of her. That's cool, a cool chocobo card. Here's the art. Jessica Fong. Well done. It's beautiful. All right. Next pack. There's a lot of packs in this thing. I was gonna buy a collector's booster box, but the damn thing was like $800, just that. So I got 3 of these for less than the cost of one of those, and there's like 12 packs in it or something like that. It's this tiny box. And I was like, I'm gonna spend $800 on this. I wanted to, but I just couldn't justify it in my head for the kind of person that I am, how I like to. Anyway, moving on. I will ramble about nonsense all day if you give me half a chance. So we got the Red Mage's Rapier, followed by the Black Mage's Rod. Airship Crash. Retrieve the Esper. Adventurer's Airship. A Blitz Ball, not a foil one. Goal, it said. Travel to the overworld. Final Fantasy V, not too familiar with it. Crystal Fragments. Furion, the Wild Rose Warrior. Main character of Final Fantasy II, I believe. Some cool, we're getting some main characters as cards. Alright. We're almost halfway through this thing, guys. I got an art card. Check out Dwarven Castle Guard, Thunder Magic, Resentful Revelation, Blitzball Shot. So fun. Combat Tutorial. It's funny that they made that a card. There's always one of those combat tutorials, you know, where it tells you, game tells you how to play the game. Sahagin, Merfolk Warrior. So that makes sense, but it also kind of allows this set to homogenize into the greater MTG universe. Dang, we've been talking a while, huh? Monk's Fist. Oh, Zidane. This is the main character of Final Fantasy IX. Very cool. Not a rare, though. Not worthy. Vanille, cheerful as sea. On Final Fantasy 13 characters. I kind of liked Final Fantasy 13. It was a strange, like, it was almost like a, because they made 13 and then they made 13-2, which, I don't know. I liked it, but, you know, I liked it, but I didn't like it. Because I like every Final Fantasy just because it is what it is. And I think that, oh my gosh, what a wonderful, this is Yuna from Final Fantasy X. Very nice art right there. This might have just changed my mind about art cards, guys. That was actually a really good one. Got another art card. Aerith Rescue Mission. Yep. Huge plot twist in Final Fantasy VII. That was the Aerith story. Light of Judgment. It's Kefka. Just blowing stuff up, being a dick. Sephiroth's Intervention. Just Cloud's rival. Gigan Toad. Stuck in Summoner's Sanctum. This is kind of an interesting anime art style for Final Fantasy X art. So, I think it's cool. I like it. Like that Unicard I just pulled. Loperite Scout. Final Fantasy XIV. Rabbit Race. You don't get to play as these, but they're like NPC race. Oh, sorry about that. Quistis Trap. Oh, yeah, dude. Get me on a Final Fantasy VIII. Oh, my God. She's like the hot teacher in Final Fantasy VIII. So good. Just the nostalgia. Gladiolus, main character, Final Fantasy 15. Well, not main character. He's part of your crew though. Chocobo Racetrack. I'm so happy with a lot of these cards that I've gotten so far. Squall, dude. So this is the main character for Final Fantasy VIII. Doesn't really look like him though. Kind of in the face. Face is like the anime face. But I don't know. My memory of I have a Final Fantasy VIII, man. Just loved that game. Red 13 from Final Fantasy VII. That's pretty good art right there. Whoa. Gotta figure this stuff out a little better, eh? I'm gonna keep doing it. This is all I could really come up with. I went to Walmart and got a little thing for my phone because I was gonna get a camera to do it. And I'm like, well, I have this phone. I have a pretty decent camera. Why would I buy a camera? And I guess, you know, if you're gonna do it a lot, I would understand making the investment, but this could just be like a one-off type of thing for me, so I couldn't really I couldn't like validate the expense in my life right now, considering that, you know, world map again. So ether's an item that you need to get your MP back. Yeah, it restores 20 MP. Copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. Holy moly! It's actually quite a good blue card. The final days. Create 2 black horror cards. Final Fantasy 14. The whole final days thing was it was pretty rough. I gotta say, it was quite dark. Yeah. All messed up. Choco comment. Yeah, man. Final Fantasy 12 gets this one, but I do believe the Chocobo comment is kind of like whenever you fight red Chocobos, they do that move. Yep. Side quest card collection, bruh. You know what I mean? So burnt. Oh, we have our first rare summon is Titan. Mill 5 cards. So they're enchantment creatures. So they do things and they can also attack and stuff. Cool. The Lamb Garden. Ooh, I got 2 rares in this pack. So I believe that's the second pack so far that we've gotten the 2 rares. Ignis. Got a full Ignis. He's one of the dudes that hangs out with Lucius. There's a Viera hero. The bunny-eared people. Whew. Alright guys, I'm gonna try to make this quick, but we're like only halfway through this box. Sacrifice this token to add 1 mana of any color. Call Mountain Chocobo. Commune with Beavers again. It's the second time we've seen that one. Ice Flan. Grand Pulse Ochu. Sahagin. There's a Thief's Knife. This is uncommon equipment. Gladiolus again. Ooh, Excalibur 2. Final Fantasy 9. So when I was saying the relics were like the MMO strongest weapon in the game for current content, this is, I believe, the strongest weapon in the game for one of the characters, that funny looking knight dude. I can't remember his name. It's been a long time since I played Final Fantasy 9, but I believe the Excalibur 2 was his strongest weapon in the game that you could get. Oh, bro, dude. Oh my god, I was just talking about wanting to get this card, wasn't I? Oh, dude. So this is Squall's. It's like his starting weapon, which it's just so iconic. That is so cool that I got this card. Oh my god, I'm so stoked. So that, and here's the commons. Here's the hero. We've seen that one already. This is going in the sleeve right away because I'm just so happy about that. Damn, stoked. See, that's pulling boosters and like getting something that you actually want. It's a good feeling. We'll say that. That was cool. Alright. I'm gonna have so much this is really fast for me going through this like this. It's hard for me to do this, but I do want to try to like keep the length of this video down as much as possible, even though it's like kind of a lot of booster packs to open. Oh, this is cool. So he was a rare, wasn't he? I thought he was like a rare, but I can't tell what actual. It's an uncommon in the uncommon spots. If there's like a rare version of him, I'm gonna have to like check that out. Just because he's main character doesn't mean he's a rare card. See, this guy's not a rare character. Main character per se, but he is. He's definitely like one of the main characters. Zeldinked from Final Fantasy VIII. Human Monk. That's cool. We got a Final Fantasy VIII pack there. Kind of neat, like these towns. All right. Yeah, I'm going to be spending a lot of time after I finish shooting this, just going through these cards again, looking at everything. Here's that full art main character thing again. I remember him being a rare. But I'll have to like compare those later and see. Cause they're coming out of the, like this silver color is the uncommons. Circle of Power, huh? Create a black wizard. See, look, wizards you control get +1/+0, like the Shantoto, and gain lifelink. Dang. Choco, Seeker of Paradise. Come on, bruh. Very cool card. Very cool indeed. I like that. Full art. So here's Y'shtola. That's the art on the commander box. In a card. Let's see. 3, that's 4. Jesus, that's so many to go through still. We have like 12 more packs to open. Whew. All right, Bomb. Fight On. Gisal Green. Magic Damper. Gallicat seems to be like the most common so far. Vane's Treachery. Coral Sword. This is Final Fantasy V. I remember getting one of those in Final Fantasy 1 though. So Final Fantasy V gets the Coral Sword. Master Gabranth. Final Fantasy 12 dude. X-Death. Spirit Warlock. I think it's like one of the... I mean, I can't. The only things that I know of Final Fantasy V comes from Final Fantasy 14. Astrologian's Planisphere. Final Fantasy 14, just like it's a weapon type, so... Oh, Foil Winders, that's cool. These cards, man. All right, next card, next pack. Token legendary creature. That's cool. Paladin's Arms. Sabotender. Chocobo Kick. Dreams of Laguna. Magic Pot. Very cool. Gimme Elixir. Bet out the big bridge, hey. That's cool. Comes from Final Fantasy V, huh? We got one of those on Final Fantasy 14 too. Kind of cool, put that there. Cactar, hey, this is my guy, this is my dude right here. What in the what? Oh, I see. 1 mana for a 3/3 trample. But at the beginning of your end step, if this creature didn't enter the battlefield this turn, return it to its owner's hand. So you can only like use it for 1 turn. Interesting. So I don't really think green needs buffs, but that card there has some potential, I'd say. So here's the Damsel in Distress of Final Fantasy IX. Garnet, Princess of Alexandria. Relentless X ATM. 92. It's a Relentless ATM. That's funny. Play Blitzball. That's a side quest that I'd love. It'd be so cool if they added that to like Final Fantasy 14, don't you guys think? Ultima, yo. Destroy all artifacts and creatures. End the turn. Exile all spells and abilities from the stack, including this card. The player whose turn it is discards down to their maximum hand size. Damage wears off. Such devastation. Such devastation. You 14 players know what that one's from. Cool spell. Trino. Angelo. That's Renoa's dog. This is a cool card. So it's like a token legendary creature on both sides. Super cool. It's going with my Renoa, obviously. Weapons vendor, haste magic. It's a pretty good card right there. See, I'm gonna have to go through this and look and see what's good and what's not, because you can have really decent strategic stuff in the commons. It's not just the rares that are like good cards. I mean, they usually are more value for whatever mana cost they are, or offer more mana as lands or something like that, but it'll make Pixie. A lot of Final Fantasy 14. Here's Final Fantasy 16 card. The Crystal's Chosen. Oh, so this is what, here it is. Here's what the hero tokens are for. I see. Here's a alternate art, summon Fat Chocobo. So cool. Love the art, the alternate art on that. The Wandering Minstrel. This is the guy that unlocks the super hard content of the game. Savage rating, ultimates, things like that. And I don't know about you guys, but I always skip his little cutscenes, because he's like singing a song, right? But it's not like he's not singing anything. So if there was actually like a guy that was singing a song, I would be more interested in paying attention to him. But it's one of the few cutscenes I actually skip in the whole game. Yeah. What do you guys think? Ninja Gaiden? No, this is Shadow from Final Fantasy VI. I only recognize the dog, because there's like, when he's out there randomly sometimes, this dog will come out and attack things. Ooh, boy. That's not nostalgia. That is from me actually playing Final Fantasy VI kind of recently. Token Knight. Haste Magic. Heck Dies. Town Greeter. Yeah. I like the nods to the games. Like, we got the Town Greeter. They got the battle tutorial. They got the item shopkeeper. They got the instant ramen. That's just a cool card, in my opinion. It's a food. Sacrifice this artifact, you gain 3 life. I don't know about all that, but I mean, food does do that to you. Gives you life. And poop. The Gold Saucer. Evil Reawakened. Delivery Moogle. Love the Delivery Moogle. Hunt for the Mark. Let's go. Let's go get him. Zodiark Umbral God. Hey. You know, I'm going to say something about Zodiark, all right? And he's quite a pain in the ass. Like, you have to kill him like at least 100 times to get this special mount, so that you can have all the mounts. You have to fight him in the extreme version. So you can fight this boss, and then you fight this boss extreme version, and nobody wants to do it because there's this meteor mechanic that nobody can really do right. But I'm trying to get the mount that comes from fighting this boss, and it's troubling. It is. So that's what I have to say about Zodiark. Of course, he costs all black mana. That was neat. Full art version of that card too. Hero. Now I understand what the heroes. What's up with the heroes? All right, we're almost done this. All right. The token. It's a wizard on one side. There's the item shopkeeper. So this is only the second time we pulled this guy, as far as I remember. A lot of booster packs. So I mean, some commons aren't that common. And some commons are very common. And I guess, you know, a video like this will show you that, sort of. Some good info you get out of some watching. This is the Final Fantasy 13 stuff. Had kind of its own like story and stuff going on. Demon Wall again. Ignis. Ooh, Jecht. Now, Jecht, I believe, is Tidus's father. Yeah. It's cool. He's a legendary creature, and he's rare. There's a bird on the other side. Oh yeah. That Final Fantasy VII nostalgia. White Mage's Staff. Golbez. Very cool art on this card. I think that, I don't know, they might be like an uncommon. Because the interesting thing about that type of card is it doesn't have this little symbol anywhere that I could really tell. I got 1, 2, 3 of these. So it's like an additional card. I don't know. Matoya. That's actually, all right. So whenever you scry or surveil, draw a card. That's big pimpin' right there. It's a lot of value for 3 mana. Magitech Infantry, a Warrior Sword, cornered by Black Mages. What do you think, terrifying or not? And a cartoony kind of like Fever Dream. Scorpion Sentinel. It's like the first boss of Final Fantasy VII right there. Instant ramen again. Kind of making me hungry. Samurai's Katana, Restoration Magic. Phantom Train. Final Fantasy's got like so much. The Emperor of Palmesia. Final Fantasy 2 has some cool like characters and art. kind of making me interested to check it out, like play through it. Kuja. Genome Sorcerer. Kuja. He's a rare. Also a villain, I believe. Oh, so we got the I think that's the signature of the artist. So not only do they have, you know, the card, but then they have, you know, the one with the gold signature on it. Yay, I got it. Ishto's a cool pull. See what the next one is. Got treasure. I knew it. I knew there was treasure in this pack. Black Mage's Rod. Airship Crash. Retrieve the Esper. And we're starting to see the real commons. Rufus Shinra. Final Fantasy VII stuff going on there. Kind of hard boss fight. Unexpected Request. Travel to Overworld. Ultimisia. Time Sorceress. The Final Fantasy VIII villain. Very cool. Noctis. The Final Fantasy 15 main character right there. So the thing I liked a lot about Noctis was he could throw his sword and then teleport to it. Kind of cool, like play style and just the ability in general. But I won't go on too much more about that. Final Fantasy 15, pretty cool game. Planes. There's another hero. Super common hero tokens, eh? Alright, I can see the bottom of the box, everybody. We're getting to the end. Thunder Magic. Very cool. A lot of mechanics I'm gonna have to scrutinize later in my own time. Blitzball Shot. Titus with his combat tutorial. Kill the slime. Paladin Arms. I think this is actually just a Magic the Gathering card in general, but they put Final Fantasy character in it. I don't remember that guy's name. That Final Fantasy X dude. I can't remember. It's been so long since I played that game. That's kind of cool. Just like a cameo, Final Fantasy cameo, and a Magic card that already exists. Endwalker. This is kind of funny because Endwalker is a like an expansion, Final Fantasy 14 expansion, and it has its own card. Very cool art though. I love the art in the game. Storytelling's pretty good. Keeps me interested. A lot to do, a lot of mounts to get. Hard boss fights. Good people. As far as like game communities go. C for Almasty. I remember him. You kick his ass early on in the game, though. So I had two rares this booster. Edgar, King of Figaro. Final Fantasy VI. Sort of like I don't know, like he's one of the main dudes. It's kind of hard to tell who the actual main character, if it's Tara or if it's Locke or if it's this guy Edgar. They all have like their kind of main parts, so I think it's actually a pretty good game. I look forward to finishing it up. Oop, sorry, I keep bumping that. All right. GFA for it again. Oh, the summons are going there. I think summoning is such a cool thing about Final Fantasy. Poo Poo UFO. Hey! Final Fantasy 8. Yep. Yep, he's in 14 too, believe it. Garland. That's yeah, Final Fantasy 1, dude. He's only an uncommon? Come on, man. Starting town. It's a rare land. Hey, one life, add 1 mana of any color. Yeah, it's a cool rare, but oh, item shopkeeper full. There's a little Yuna and Titus moment. All right. Getting down to the last packs, you guys. Thank you so much for making it this far with me. Light of Judgment. Vanadil Adventures. Cool art. It's like in the middle of the pack too. I'm curious about those cards. Quistis. They got 2 of her, but only 1 Rinoa. Here's the Damsel in Distress of Final Fantasy 12. Oh, got another Zodiark. Gotta be Zodiark. All right. The final pack. $2 for 4. What a video. Is that even legal? It's fine. I see plenty of long videos. Another Ifrit. Another Aramon. Another Belam T-Rexar. Dragoon's Wyvern. White Auracite. Lunatic Pandora. Lionheart. Okay, cool. This is Squall's one of his weapons. I think like it's his best weapon that you can get. But it's not as iconic as the Buster Sword, which is a mythic rare. It's only like his first weapon that you replace right away. Oh, legendary creature wizard. Copy target activated. X times you may choose new targets of the copies. This ability can't be copied and can't be 0. Dang, see, stuff like this is what makes blue so powerful. You get a good like spell chain going on people, just tear it up. Oh, this is a nice one. So we got this mythic rare and we got a rare. Jill, Shiva's dominant. You know, I haven't finished Final Fantasy 16. It's very, very interesting. It has like that, like kind of action. I like the storytelling. The storytelling's actually really good, but the gameplay is like somebody else said it's a lot like playing Devil May Cry, which it kind of is. It's like action, adventure, hack and slash. Not really so much the like strategy type game. It's just like button pushing. Anyway, that was the Final Fantasy Play Booster Box opening. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you want to see more. I have more, but I'm planning on keeping them sealed for now. Like I said, I might do the Cloud unboxing. I might make a video about that. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you on the next one.